What is going on, guys? And just like that, it's over. After the greatest 2-decade stretch in NFL history, the Tom Brady-Bill Belichick era has come to an end. The GOAT decided to pack up his bags and head south for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where he'll finish out his illustrious career. With the Brady-Belichick partnership done with, the great debate awaits. Who was more responsible for the 21st century dynasty that produced 6 Super Bowls in New England? We are here to give you 5 reasons why Brady was more important to the Patriots Dynasty and 5 arguments for Belichick. Number 5. Brady. His personality and leadership. It takes a special type of person to shine with the same team, coach, culture, and system for 2 decades. While Tom Brady just happens to be a special type of person. Belichick has always been a strict, serious, all-business, and no-nonsense head coach. Let's be honest, he's not the type of coach you want to grab a beer with. But if you can handle all the demands, pressure, and intense standards he sets in exchange for non-stop winning, then Belichick is your coach. While Belichick was riding the super tight ship in Foxborough, Brady was the admired and beloved leader that all the players looked up to. It got to the point where teammates were even calling him Sir. Brady always brought a humble and confident personality to the locker room, when players could only handle so much Belichick at any given time. They had Brady's flashy white smile to lighten their spirit. In fact, the difference in personalities played a key role in their breakup. Belichick didn't like Brady's different training methods with Alex Guerrero, whom Belichick removed from team flights. Brady took control of the offense and the huddle. Like Belichick, TB12 demanded greatness from his teammates. A quick search on YouTube, and you'll find a ton of clips where Brady yelled at his receivers. That again was all out of love. You can argue that the players bought into Belichick and his system, but Brady was the one who maintained great relationships with his teammates, namely Julian Edelman and Rob Gronkowski. If the Patriots didn't have somebody like Brady, maybe this dynasty never happens. Maybe there's a lot more dysfunction in their huddle. There aren't a lot of quarterbacks with Brady's humbling personality and approachable ways. If the Patriots didn't have the ultimate team player and leader behind center, maybe there'd be no dynasty to begin with. Number 5. Belichick. He installed the Patriot Way. Here's the argument. What came first, the chicken or the egg? You can argue that Brady's positive attitude, happy-go-lucky personality, and leadership kept the New England culture together. But you can also make the argument that Belichick and the Patriot Way were far more effective. Most of Bill's players will tell you that he was a serious pain at times, and that he wasn't the most approachable fellow. But that tough love is often necessary in football. Not every coach can get away with being a fun guy like Andy Reid. Vince Lombardi and Chuck Noll weren't easygoing themselves. Belichick ran a system, and the players learned to do your job. There was no slacking and no selfishness whatsoever. The players show up to Gillette Stadium and learn it's strictly football. And guess what? It worked. Even big personality guys like Randy Moss, Rob Gronkowski, and Chad Ochocinco learned that it was football and winning above all else. And for the players, simply being scared of Belichick motivated them to always stay focused and, you guessed it, do their job. Just check out this clip where he berates his defense when they were up 28 points in the 4th quarter against a not-so-good Jacksonville Jaguars team.
We ain't dancing until the damn game's over, you understand that? You played a defense for 60 minutes like a championship team's supposed to play, not like a bunch of punks out there.
And Belichick's no days off motto speaks great volume of his legendary status. The Patriot Way is what created 2 separate dynasties in less than 20 years. Brady wasn't the Patriot Way. Brady was part of Belichick's Patriot Way system, so maybe the coach deserves more credit for the dynasty. Number 4. Brady. Belichick's lack of success without number 12. Belichick got his first head coaching gig with the Cleveland Browns in 1991, and he lasted 4 years there, compiling a lackluster 36-44 record. The Browns only made the playoffs once with Belichick, reaching the 1994 AFC divisional round before bowing out to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Belichick then burned the New York Jets to become the Patriots' new head coach in 2000, with Drew Bledsoe as his starter that year. New England compiled a disappointing 5-11 record. The Patriots started out 0-2 in 2001. Bledsoe got knocked out of the Patriots' Week 2 loss to the New York Jets. Brady stepped onto the field and won 11 of his 14 starts to guide New England into the postseason. The Patriots would go on to win their first of 6 Super Bowls under Brady and Belichick that season, defeating the heavily favored St. Louis Rams in the Super Bowl on a last-second field goal from Adam Vinatieri. So Belichick was a bust in Cleveland. Before Brady became the starter, the hooded genius had 5 wins against 13 losses as the New England head coach. Can we really believe the Patriots would have been a dynasty with Bledsoe or a different starter? Belichick wasn't able to amount to much before the TB12 era began. Number 4. Belichick. Proved he could win without Brady in New England. Alright, so Belichick wasn't much of a winning coach before the Brady era began in 2001, but it was a different story when he had to survive without Brady 7 years later. Brady suffered an ACL tear in Week 1 of the 2008 season against the Kansas City Chiefs, just when it looked like the Patriots season was done for. Belichick brought in backup Matt Castle, who hadn't started a game since high school. Castle had played with the USC Trojans from 2001 to 04. He only attempted 33 passes. He had 0 touchdowns, and this guy was supposed to save save the Patriots? Well, yeah. You see, it's the whole Bill Belichick system again. The Patriots went 11-5 with Castle in the 2008 season. He completed 63.4% of his passes for 3,693 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. Despite winning 11 games, New England narrowly missed out on the postseason, losing tiebreakers to the Miami Dolphins and the Baltimore Ravens for the AFC East division title and the final wildcard spot, respectively. Castle was never really the same player after he left the Patriots, and when Brady was suspended for 4 games in the 2016 season due to alleged involvement in the Deflategate scandal, the team still started out at 3-1. Jimmy Garoppolo looked just like Brady in those first 2 wins. When he got injured, third stringer Jacoby Brissett went 1-1 prior to Brady's return. New England went on to win Super Bowl 51 that year. From 2008 onward, the Patriots went 14-6 without Brady. Maybe he was just a system quarterback. Belichick was truly capable of winning with anyone when his star QB was out. Number 3, Brady. His accolades. Just think about everything Brady has accomplished, and then try telling us he's a system quarterback. We'll get to the 6 championship rings and 4 Super Bowl MVPs later. Just consider that Brady is a 3-time NFL MVP, 3-time first-team All-Pro, 14-time Pro Bowler, and 2-time Offensive Player of the Year. And through the 2019 season, he trailed only Drew Brees in career passing yards and passing touchdowns. Brady is the all-time wins leader among quarterbacks. He owns practically every playoff record for a quarterback. And let's not forget that historic 2007 season, when he set the NFL record with an insane 50 touchdown passes. That record has since been broken by Peyton Manning and Patrick Mahomes. But still, you don't just go throwing 50 touchdowns because you play in a good system. Given all those accolades, you still want to tell us that Brady was solely a product of Belichick. Yeah, okay. Find us another quarterback who could have done all of that with the Patriots. Number 3, Belichick. The greatest defensive genius ever. Defense wins championships. It's a fact, not a cliche. I mean, it's a cliche, but, still a fact. Does that make sense? Probably not. Almost every Super Bowl champion in history has fielded at least an above-average defense, but Bill Belichick's unit has always been heads and shoulders above the rest. In New England's 6 Super Bowl championships, 2001, 2003, 2004, 2014, 2016, and 2018, they ranked as follows in scoring defense: 6th, 1st, 2nd, 8th, 1st, and 7th. Not to mention they were consistently a top 10 unit, even in the years they didn't win a championship. Credit Brady all you want. He didn't hold Kurt Warner and the greatest show on turf offense to 17 points in Super Bowl 36. That was Belichick's defense. Remind us which head coach always found the game plans to neutralize Peyton Manning, or Ben Roethlisberger, or Phillip Rivers, for like 20 years, who held that high-powered LA Rams offense to 3 points in Super Bowl 53. As great as Brady is, the Patriots wouldn't have won those 6 Super Bowls without their D. Malcolm Butler made the game-winning interception in Super Bowl 49, not Brady. The Patriots defense shut out the Atlanta Falcons for the final quarter and a half of Super Bowl 51, not Brady. Belichick has constructed the number 1 thing required to win titles: defense. Sure, offense is always prettier, but Brady might only have 2 rings at the most if he wasn't always supported by a top 10 defense. Number 2, Brady. The Super Bowl performances. I mean, at the end of the day, your quarterback, whether he's a system guy or not, has to come through when needed. And Brady did that time and time again. Sure, Belichick told Brady which plays to run, but Brady isn't a robot. He still had to go out there and withstand all the immense pressure, all the hits, and all the tricks that defenses threw at him. Brady took New England to an unprecedented 9 Super Bowls. He won 6 of those, and he was absolutely on fire in one of those losses, throwing for a record 505 yards in the Patriots' Super Bowl 52 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. It was Brady's desire, will, football IQ, and intensity that helped New England continually win on the big stage. A system quarterback would now come back from a 28-3 deficit in the big game. A system QB would almost never torch the Seattle Seahawks Legion of Boom for 2 touchdowns in the 4th quarter of a Super Bowl. You can't teach the clutch factor. Brady always provided that for Belichick. How many other guys had ice in their veins when the pressure mounted? Nobody was cooler than Brady. Number 2, Belichick, the savvy GM. For those who are on Team Brady, just understand who Bill Belichick the GM is. This guy picked up superstars who were nearing the end of their primes and turned them into franchise cornerstones. Think of Rodney Harrison, Corey Dillon, and Randy Moss. He took some nobody named Wes Welker and turned him into a top 5 wide receiver. He drafted a quarterback named Julian Edelman in the 7th round and turned him into one of the game's elite slot receivers. He took a chance on Rob Gronkowski while every other team passed on him due to concerns about his injury history. He took the undrafted corner named Malcolm Butler and had him play hero in Super Bowl 49. Stephon Gilmore was a good cornerback with the Buffalo Bills. Belichick then turned him into a Defensive Player of the Year. And anytime the Patriots lost a key contributor, especially on the offensive line or defense, Belichick replaced them in the blink of an eye. This isn't to take anything away from Brady, but TB12 isn't the only reason for New England's Super Bowls. Belichick continually restocked and rebuilt his roster. It was always next man up. He always let his star players price themselves out of Foxborough before finding some undrafted dude or late round gem to step in as their replacement. Sorry, Tom, but this dynasty and your legendary status don't happen if you don't have the greatest head coach and the greatest GM in NFL history. Number 1, Brady. He had to make the plays. Belichick told Brady what to do, and Brady executed. It's that simple. Every sports coach tells their players what to do, and they don't always execute. In life, you're always given orders by teachers, bosses, parents, elders, and so on. Doesn't mean you always follow through with those orders and execute them to perfection. It wasn't Belichick who took all of those hits in the pocket. It wasn't Belichick who orchestrated all those epic and clutch performances and comebacks. He wasn't injecting ice water into Brady's veins. It was already there. Brady's the one who had to fight through the snowy blizzard in the unforgettable tuck rule game. Castle was still no Tom Brady, and Bledsoe didn't look anything like TB12 during his time with Belichick. Maybe Bill put the system together, but Brady was the one who made it all happen. He was out there making the throws that couldn't be made by just any quarterback. No other quarterback in history would have executed the Belichick system better than Brady. Not a chance. So maybe Brady is the one who made Belichick after all. Maybe. Number 1, Belichick. He made Brady. Every other team in the NFL passed on Brady numerous times. Finally, Belichick drafted this little-known commodity in the 6th round, 199th overall in 2000. And in case you didn't know, the Michigan quarterback wasn't exactly a grade A prospect. I mean, look at the scouting combine photo. Come on, like how can you see that and then pick the dude? He's got such little arms. Not only was it Belichick who turned Brady into a pro, it was Belichick who decided to promote Brady to a backup role before eventually handing him the reins over Drew Bledsoe, who by the way was a Pro Bowl quarterback and had just signed a $103 million contract. It was Belichick who implemented the system for Brady. It was Belichick who developed Brady. It was Belichick who took Brady under his wing and turned him into the franchise icon we all know and love today. How do we know if Brady would have amounted to anything if he landed with any of the other 31 NFL clubs? Belichick saw something in TB12 and took a chance on him. And that's what led to the dynasty. Brady didn't hire and develop Belichick. It was the other way around. And that's why the coach outlasted the quarterback in Foxborough. And that's why Belichick was the central figure in their dynasty. In my personal opinion, I think they complement each other perfectly, and that's why they work well together. I do think they can survive without each other though at this point. But we'll see. Who do you think was the most important part of the Patriots dynasty, Brady or Belichick? Join me in the comment section below. Make sure to follow myself and TPS on social media. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, we're on everything. Go find us, subscribe, follow, give us a like, do the whole thing. If you like this video, give it a like. It takes one click down below, and subscribe to TPS. We post videos every single day. Every day is a new video. Of course, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jason Biondo. I'll see you next time.
My knee.